I see the Padawan needs one last lesson. Tell me, is it the chosen one? He will avenge us.
We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little.
The world he created exists for itself.
And so, my fellow nerds, ask not what your fandom can do for you, ask what you can do for your fandom.
Leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Hello, everybody. Am I muted? I always do this. I'm not muted. Oh my God, I started my stream correctly. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. There's a whole boatload of people in here right now. Andy P, my good friend, is in here. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Leia Rose is here tonight. Tevin Daniels, Yaddy, good to see you. Darth Maximus is here. Georgie Girls is here. King's Advisor's here. Yaddy's giving me crap in the chat already. King's Advisor says, X-Wing has probably become one of my favorite, if not my favorite YouTuber, especially after Monday Night's Fun. Yaddy says, give it some time. This is the treatment I get. Great Pilgrim is here. What's up? How you doing? Rissman's here, modding per the usual. Everybody say hi to Rissman. John Graber's here. I hope everything went well with the Death Star model earlier. I wasn't able to catch anything. I got kind of busy at work, but Valiant Archer's here. Live Long with the Force is here. Ronnie is here. Donna's here. Good to see you. Legion of Maul, my buddy. What's up, dude? Ghost Rider's here. Hope you guys are doing well. Oh, look who it is. Under the wrong name. Shalom. What's up, Nipsey? How you doing, brother? Nathan Emmert is here as well. I'm loving it. Zombie Box Review is here. OG is here. Man, it's so good to see you all. I got Evan Martin's here. Good to see everybody. All right, gotten through the paces. We've got some fun stuff to talk about today. I just felt inspired. I was scrolling through Twitter today, and like Star Wars is just never on my Twitter. And I'm a Star Wars YouTuber. I follow everything Star Wars. Like, there was finally some discussion about Star Wars today, but it wasn't good. It wasn't necessarily bad, but it wasn't good. But I wanted to, I don't know. Let's start out with some good news. Let's start with that. So this article dropped like an hour ago. I'm really excited about this because I think this is going to be super fun to watch. So like, I think maybe an hour ago, they dropped this article from Collider that the Star Wars Holiday Special is going to be getting its own documentary called A Disturbance in the Force. And they're going to be premiering this at South by Southwest Film Festival in March. And I'm so friggin' excited to watch this. It's going to feature Seth Green, Weird Al Yankovic, and Taran Killam. So I'm not really all that excited about Taran Killam. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He's just like, he was on Saturday Night Live. He's like your generic white guy. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of him. Maybe you guys will. Taran Killam. This dude here. Let me share this. This guy. That dude. So I'm not like, he doesn't really fit in the whole, I don't know. He doesn't fit with those legends to me, but I'm excited. This is going to be great. I mean, this was like one of the most monumental disasters to ever happen in Star Wars. I think it sits just behind the sequels in my mind as like a disaster. But the reason why is because it's so lovable. It's so much fun to watch and just be like, what were you guys thinking? Like, what were you thinking? So to have Seth Green and Weird Al just kind of chiming in and talking about this stuff, I think is going to be absolutely amazing. Super excited. I just thought that was a great bit of news because we need it right now. We need a little bit of good news. So keep your eyes out. Yeah, middle March. I think it's coming out like March. I'd have to look it up again. It's early March. It'll be around the same time as Mando that's going to be popping out. But yeah, I remember the original airing. It was weird back then. Yeah, Weird Al's going to be in it, dude. Great Pilgrim. I watch it every year. Yeah, it's become somewhat of like a hallowed tradition. I don't know. It's one of those things as Star Wars fans, you just can't help but to love it for what it is because it's so bad. It's so bad. Okay, so yeah, that's the first bit of news. I wanted to start off with that because it was heartwarming to see that. But some other things that happened today on Twitter, I wasn't like super stoked about. So as many of you know, there's the YouTuber, The Den of Nerds, who has always been a very like level-headed person when talking about this stuff. I know a lot of people, they get like super pissed off. They're really in their feels and they're actually mad about this kind of stuff. But Den of Nerds came out and was talking about Star Wars today. And I'm like, oh my God, finally, we're getting some talk about Star Wars. And this is just the kind of things. This stuff is so frustrating, dude. You got somebody who's a fence sitter, somebody who's pretty chill, man. And these are the kind of responses that you get. I mean, what the F happened to you, man? I used to love your content and energy. It makes me sad you've become so jaded on everything. I guess when you're so close to something, it can turn you off. Please watch your old vids and try to find that guy again. Like, what? All he did was literally retweet and say, like, I think this guy might be right. If they don't turn it around, Star Wars might be in a bad spot. Like, wow. This is what I talk about when I'm like, man, toxic positivity is like really real. It's like, if you don't like something that they came out with, you need to go back to who you used to be. And then there was another one. And I thought this one was fair. Brand damage can happen slowly, and sometimes it can take years to feel its full effect. Star Wars might be in worse shape than people think. Not feeling like that's all that controversial, man. Just a statement. What? Oh, dang it. Who said it? I think it was Star Wars Santa got in the mix. It might have been on the other tweet. But it was like, people are losing their minds over this stuff. Absolutely losing their minds over it. And I just don't understand why, like, we can't just sit down and have a conversation about this and be like, dude, maybe not as many people are as happy with Star Wars as you originally thought. A lot of people like to break it up 50-50 and say like, no, 50% of the fans are happy, 50% of the fans are unhappy. I'm not going to buy that for $1. I don't know. It seems like a lot of fans are unhappy. A lot of normies are very happy. That's kind of the way I feel like things are going. But I don't know, dude. It's been pretty crazy to watch Twitter today. I'm just happy that people are actually even talking about Star Wars again, like good or bad. I'm just excited to see people talking about it. So that kind of leads me into another little bit of interesting news that we got today. Mandalorian Season 3 new trailer gets an imminent release date. I'll go to stop and say hi to the chat here. Josh is okay for some Star Wars news, but he's a Feige fanboy hardcore to the point where Feige can do no wrong. Didn't he just get in an argument with Kevin Feige on Twitter? I don't know if I buy that 100%. Twitter is not having a conversation. I have to agree with you there. Yeah. I've gotten I remember I was on Twitter the other day, and I don't remember if it was Melanie Mack. It was somebody. I had tweeted a comment back to her like, hey, good job. Get that creep. And I got dogpiled. They're like, she's not going to fuck you, bro. All this weird stuff. Christ almighty. Twitter is terrible unless you kind of stay in your space. But Georgie Girl says, if you come out as an all positive channel, you're going to attract that crowd. Best to present yourself to be honest above all. I feel like he's been honest from the start for sure, but I know what you mean. Where if you definitely come out and say, no matter what they put out, I'm going to support it, and then you kind of backpedal a little bit, and you're like, well, I didn't really like that. Yeah, you'll get dogpiled for sure, for sure. I love Josh in Theory. I would love for you to be on their Nerd Theory one Monday. Keep up the good work. Rambo, that was how I started my YouTube career a very long time ago. My first appearance on YouTube was on Nerd Theory with Lord Callus. Trying to remember who else was on there. Lord Callus was on. Yeah, it was a heck of a way to come into the YouTube experience. But we've grown a lot since then. We've changed. We've definitely changed. Yeah. And a lot of people saying, I just don't have Twitter. Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, that was James Gunn. Was it James Gunn? I don't remember. Honestly, I don't really keep up with this stuff. It was funny, though. Yeah. The keyboard mafia will come get you either way. So say whatever you want and enjoy the ride. That's kind of where I'm at, but I can't lie and say that I don't like the reaction sometimes. It's just really funny for me to sit there and see people kind of rationalize their arguments in their brain, because I can stand 10,000 feet above the subject and just not get emotionally invested in it while I watch them absolutely lose their minds. Or maybe that's just the way they're used to talking now because they're sitting behind a computer. That could very much be that could be very true. Dengar, we're going to go over this in a minute. This does kind of lead me in. It segues into the next little bit of news. So Mando Season 3 trailer is going to be coming Monday on Monday Night Football. So we are going to get a new trailer. And I'll be honest with you guys, it kind of stinks because Mandalorian's always kind of been my holdout. I don't have big problems with Mando. You know what I mean? There have been small things here and there. I can take a dig at the show for writing or concepts that they have that I'm not really a huge fan of, whatever the case may be. But in terms of the show itself, I have enjoyed the show. Obviously, there was the big Gina thing, which was a hit. It was a big hit, and it kind of shook my faith. But from a story standpoint and the story that they're trying to tell, for the most part, I've been happy with The Mandalorian. So it's been kind of a holdout for me. That may change very shortly. We're going to see. We're going to see. But the Mando Season 3 trailer is coming on Monday. I'm sure we're going to be talking about it when it comes out. But there's an article that follows this up perfectly, talking about some new enemies that we're going to be seeing in Mando Season 3. Mandalorian Season 3's scary new villain guard. Now, I actually don't know 100% because I'm staying away from leaks for the I really don't. I did a bunch of leaks for Kenobi. I'd love to say that that's what ruined it for me, but I really don't think it was. I think it was just the show. But just to be cautious going into every new project from here on out, I'm going to stay out of the leaks. I don't want to be a leak chaser. I don't want to be putting out videos about leaks and trying to get, clicks for leaking, for doing, basically respouting somebody else's work. And plus, I want to give the show a fair shake coming into it. But little things like this, they do give me pause. They give me concern. I get a little bit worried because this is the moment we've been waiting for. I feel like this is kind of the moment where this is like, oh, it's shit or get off the pot, man. So Mandalorian Season 3 March debut. A report revealed that some villains from The Last Jedi will appear. The Praetorian Guards from the infamous fight scene in The Last Jedi. If you didn't see it, which I'm fairly sure everybody who's watching this has probably seen The Last Jedi, there was an infamously bad fight scene in the end of The Last Jedi. And it's a link. It's a link. That's what I would call it. Essentially, these were Snoke's personal guard. Hadn't really heard anything about them previously. Obviously, there's the Crimson, the Crimson Guard from before. I'm trying to remember the name of that super badass. Karnor Jax. That's right. Karnor Jax. That was kind of the old breed, and then just like the Stormtroopers, they kind of made these new Crimson Guards. They kind of changed things up, gave them new armor, tried to pay homage to the old while bringing in the new. I wasn't a huge fan, but they're going to be back apparently in Mandalorian Season 3, which is a big tie into the sequel trilogy. And with the cloning vats that we saw earlier, obviously in the past 2 seasons, I think it's a big tie. I could be 100% wrong, but Matt Risman is still excited, more excited for Picard Season 3 than Mando Season 3. Fake fan, bro. Fake fan. I'm staying away for leaks too, but that won't make it better. By the way, that's my, before anybody flips out, that's my moderator. So, which episode do you expect Luke, Ahsoka, Ezra, Boba, Obi-Wan's ghost to show up to please the fans? Dude, I really don't think it's going to be that gnarly. If we're going to get anything like that, it's going to be an Ahsoka, for sure. Ahsoka is going to be the big... we're going to try to please old fans, but somehow, like, majestically piss them off at the same time. I think that's probably what's going to happen. I'm kind of reserving my opinions for Ahsoka until I see more. I may not even really like sit down and talk about Ahsoka until it comes out, because sketchy ground they're treading with the rumor that, there's going to be like a Mustafar scene and stuff. I don't know, dude. I don't know. The fight scene wasn't that bad. Just type into YouTube anything about breaking down that fight scene. When you've been spoiled by a guy like Nick Gillard, who choreographs your fight scenes, and then you go to the... I don't even want to talk about it. Okay? You're not pulling me into it. Valiant Archer says, Mando brought me back to Star Wars after The Last Jedi drove me away. The more the show gets linked to the sequels, the more I get worried. Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way. And don't feel bad about feeling that way. It's kind of interesting. I've had this discussion on a couple people's different live streams lately, where I just kind of feel like I don't even know how to describe it, dude. I've wanted so long for us to start getting away from the sequel trilogy, but I also realize that I really don't think there's another way to get through this without actually like plowing through and trying to just get some kind of closure when it comes to the sequel trilogy and just burying it. Once we have some closure, just like bury it and move on, and then that chapter's over. It feels super open to me right now. Like we don't have closure, and a lot of fans are just like, F it, nothing's gonna change until we fire everybody. I can't blame them. There's the uncle of our community, Braden F. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Glad to see you. Justin Simone is in the chat. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Stanley's is in here. Hello, my friend. Darth Wizzy is in here. What's up? Man, we're talking about a lot, but the big thing you missed is that we're getting a documentary for the holiday special with Weird Al Yankovic and Seth Green in it. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm really excited about that. Tans is here. What's up, buddy? Cody is here. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Resolute Rebellion. How you doing, man? Oh, look who popped in to say hello. My God, ABJ. One of my oldest friends on YouTube. Good to see you, man. Star Wars is in a bad spot, partly why I haven't been active. And when I am, it's not Star Wars related. I've been checking out Warhammer 40K. Yeah, there's a lot of cool, interesting stuff going on with Warhammer right now, especially with the Henry Cavill possibilities of him coming in and doing some stuff. I think that's really exciting. It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you back on the channel. We missed you. I have a special little super chat video for you. Gotta shake it, man. Shake it up a little bit. Good to see you, my friend. Donna Hergenrether says, still scared of Favreau. He wrote Book of Boba Fett. I just want to see Ghost lose his mind right now in the chat over this. Yeah, 100%. I'm with you, man. I felt the same way about pretty much everything moving forward with Jon Favreau after the Book of Boba Fett. A lot of people blamed Robbie Rod, and I was kind of in the same boat, but the bottom line is Favreau's all over it, man. And so I feel like there are two camps right now when it comes to who's sitting over there. People either think Favreau or Filoni is like their god moving forward for Star Wars, and I got to be honest with you, I don't think it's either. I think it's going to be somebody else moving forward, and yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to see how that plays out. Valiant Archer says the only way to get past the sequels is through. I agree. I 100% agree. And that's why I say I think there really needs to be like this. We're just going to have to grit our teeth and take it like a running back, dude, and just freaking and get through it, because I don't feel like it's going to end until we get some kind of closure as original Star Wars fans. I always forget to do the YouTube things. Cody, thank you. Yes, please like the stream. I have links for all my socials down in the description. If you want to join the Discord community, I appreciate everything you guys do. It makes it all worthwhile. And this is how some other fans feel. Bury it in the litter box with the rest of the shizzle. I can't blame you, man. I can't blame you. I'm never mad at somebody for liking or disliking the sequels. That's the bottom line. But I mean, man, we need to figure something else. Figure something out. See, and Darth, this is where things get a little dynamic, and it becomes really hard to draw the line about like who made the boo-boos? Who should we blame? Where does the blame lie, and why? Because a lot of times we like to just we pick one person and we gun for their neck, but the bottom line is they may have been under orders from somebody else to do something completely different. And a lot of people like to say, I mean, it kind of reminds me of the argument that people have about Mark Hamill in The Last Jedi, and they're like, well, he should have just walked off the set and said F you and not done anything. And it's like, you could just, it's always easy to say that looking back, like, damn, I shouldn't have punched that guy in the mouth. It's always easy when you're looking back. But Anthony, YouTube fan, says, actually, there was serious interference on the set of the Book of Boba Fett in terms of financing and meddling. Favreau left around chapter 3, came back for 5 through 7. He also cut chapters. Yeah, rough. We don't know. Brian blames Putin. That's fair. I mean, we can just blame the fall of Star Wars on Putin. That's fine. What was that video? I'll never donate again. Wait. It's intoxicating, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was making that up. I watched it like 40 times over. It's just wonderful. Thank you, ABJ, for the $2. Again, good to see you, buddy. Dude, I haven't even gotten to Bad Batch yet. I'll be honest with you. We've been talking about so much other stuff. I haven't even gotten to Bad Batch yet. I'm gonna get to that in a second. I wanted to get through this Mando stuff, and then there's also one interesting thing, and dude, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's thick. You got that stormtrooper booty. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm starting to get a little jaded with news like this particular bit of news. Lucasfilm hires Detective Pikachu writers for Mystery Project. Like, holy shit, I haven't heard that before. How many times have we heard we have a new writer? We don't. We have a new director. We have a new project. There's a secret project nobody else knows about. There's all these different projects, and you just don't know.
You must contradict yourself.
It gets so irritating, but there seems to be, for some reason, a little bit of gravitas behind this. There's a little bit of weight behind this rumor, I'll say. I almost said Aaron Hernandez. That's not who I meant to say. Dan Hernandez and Ben Samet are writing a movie based on Disney's Figment character. I don't think I read the right part there. They're working on an unannounced project with both Lucasfilm and Walt Disney Pictures. So for those of you who don't know, Dan Hernandez, when you pull up his IMDb, like the first thing that pops up is Detective Pikachu. So he was big on Detective Pikachu, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't mind that movie. It wasn't anything crazy. As always, like Ryan Reynolds comes in, anything he puts himself in, you're gonna like the movie just because we like the snarky asshole, you know what I mean? So it was good. But I don't know. Like, if you take Ryan Reynolds out of that movie, is it still a really good movie? If it was like Christopher Walken as Pikachu, would it still be a really good movie? You know what I mean? Hey, it's me, Pikachu. We're gonna find your father. Doesn't really hit the same. You know what I mean? Live Long says, Disney, just keep watering down your Star Wars to a watery sludge that all will consume but hate. That all will consume but hate. But Star Wars fans still crave the original taste, and new chefs are rising. I agree. I like that. I kind of like that take. There's that famous quote, right? That evil cannot create, it can only pervert or consume and pervert. And I feel like there's a lot of things that we've been seeing coming out that really kind of mirror that there was some wisdom in that statement. It seems like everything has been a little bit of a perversion of something that came before in a way that tries to, gosh, I don't know. It's tough because you have to meter yourself when you say these kind of things, right? Because even if you look at Star Wars, all that is I wouldn't say a perversion, but an adaptation of something that came before that was adapted for modern audiences, right? I mean, that's what Star Wars was. It's the hero's journey. It's a lot of stories he grabbed, through his interest in anthropology that were kind of timeless. And I think that's the big difference between these is one is a bastardization, one's an adaptation. One is timeless, one is very, very centric on the times that are occurring now. I don't know if you guys saw the stuff that's going on with the friggin' Scooby-Doo show, Velma. Like, holy shit, man, it's not good. It is not good. It is not good. OG became a YouTube member. I swear you were a member. I thought you've been a member, but thank you for joining, and just remember that.
Please don't go this way.
I can show you the world.
Glad to have you on board, buddy. Good to see you. Dr. Mad Studio hopped in the chat, said, hi, folks. Greetings from Britain. Don't know how long I'll be here since it's late over here, but I'll stay for as long as I can. We're glad to have you, buddy. Yeah, it's super late over there. What are you doing awake? Too much tea, was it? Bit too much tea. I have not read the Dune books. I'll be honest with you. I'm really excited for Dune 2. I think it's going to be amazing. I think that's a story I'm interested in continuing to learn about, because I watched the original Dune, but I did not watch. I didn't read the books. So we'll see. Will it be like a Minions type movie for kids? It could be good. So it's possible. I don't know about Minions. Like a Jawas movie or something like that. There's actually something else I did want to talk about slightly related to that. It's not Star Wars, but I do want to talk about it because it's something that's extremely important to me. But we'll go over that after we talk about Bad Batch for a little bit. Yaddy says, surprisingly, I'm not into Pokemon. Isn't that something? I used to be way big into Pokemon. When I was a kid, I know this charming physique and gruff demeanor wouldn't make you think I was, but I was a nerd. I was a total nerd, man. I loved Pokemon. And then the older I got, I mean, like, it just kept growing and growing, and I didn't grow with it. And so I can name like all your baseline Pokemon, no problem, dude. And then I saw they had a Pokemon game on the Switch, and I just watched the trailer for it, and I didn't know what a single one of those Pokemon was. So me, not all that interested. Oh, I didn't know that. 14% Rotten Tomatoes for Velma. I didn't even know it was out yet. But yeah, I mean, I had heard some people talking about it. I think I was listening to Dark Council last night. Jay was on with Dark Council, and they were talking about like Fred has a micro penis and like Shaggy is like a beta or something. Like I don't have time for that shit in my life. Donna Hergenrether for $4.99. Have you been following the Disney power drama, and do you believe KK is being showed the door soon? Deep question. I feel like there has always been I mean, what do you mean? A Disney power drama? Do you mean like a power struggle in terms of who's taking the reins at Disney? Because, I mean, that's always going to happen in a corporate world, whether it's Disney or anywhere else. Whenever you hire in a new CEO, there will be lieutenants in place from the previous CEOs that basically have to be let go. Obviously, the head of the distribution group was let go because he was one of Bob Paycheck's. I always have a tough time saying that. Bob Paycheck's top lieutenants. He's gone. So there's definitely going to be a restructuring going on. When it comes to KK being showed the door, I don't think it's ever really that. I don't ever think it's really that like brutal when you get to that level. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Chapek was shown the door quietly on like a Sunday night, I guess. But you have to realize that KK, for everything that she's done and for everything that we're mad at her about, when it comes to everything that she's done in Hollywood, she's friggin' royalty. She's been on the backs of so many projects. She has done what she needed to do for Star Wars in terms of making a bottom line and getting their investment money back. So when it comes to like, are they sticking a pitchfork in her butt and throwing her out the door? I don't think so. But having said that, I think there may be a little bit of a quiet push. Either she is deciding upon herself or Disney is deciding, hey, I think it's time for you to make a little bit of a move. But to be honest with you, man, like I said, as much as we love to shun KK, she's done more than enough to be secure in her job. And I'm not just talking about what happened with, the sequel trilogy. There's a lot to look at there. But thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. I got to find my little video here. Where is it?
Thank you.
So, moving right along. We need to change the tunes up a little bit. I need a little bit of a change in the tunes. How about Yoda's theme? I like Yoda's theme. Okay, moving on. Sam Aeon's in the chat. What's up, buddy? She was the chair woodman. Dr. Mad says, I'm up late because I've been working on a small pet project. I recently bought something off Etsy, a prop replica of the Blackwing virus from the Star Wars Legend. Dude, that is awesome. I have that book, and I think I got like 4 pages into it, and I haven't gone any further on it. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Dude, you're gonna have to let it go. You're gonna have to let it go at some point, man. You are gonna have to let it go. Dengar, while I feel the same, the problem is that like a lot of times we have to kind of take a step back and view things. We have to view things through the prism of not only monetary gain, but public perception. The whole like kill KK, like get KK out of here, nothing's going to be fixed until KK is gone. It's not like a huge group. It's really not as big as you might think. And especially from a public perception, it's not there. You and I may feel the same way, but it really doesn't have like the weight. So I think what's probably going to happen is we're going to wind up seeing her make a very quiet and very profitable exit from Disney probably within this year. I would say within this year, she probably makes a step out. who comes in to replace that, I mean, who can tell the future? But if I had to take a guess, I think it's going to be somebody completely unknown. A lot of people are having arguments about it being John or Dave. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they want to keep them in the creative space. And I would be much happier if they brought in somebody who we just don't know at all. I mean, maybe like a short list on an IMDb or something like that. But I definitely don't want somebody who has a pre-existing reputation to come in, because you set expectations, man. Well, Nikki's here. What's up, Nikki? Matt and Ghost fighting like a married couple as usual. It really is. It's like you invite, your married couple friends to the diner, and like those two are just always at it. It's those two. And it's only ever about one subject. You know what I mean? Oh, damn. Sam Aeon. What are you doing, bro? 20 euros. Hey, X-Wing. So Susan Arnold has been terminated. She was the head of the board. I may have had many drinks, but she was the top of the chain. She seems like she was set up to remove Chapek after the coup passed. I don't think I've seen it spelled like that before, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I think there was probably a plan in place to get rid of Bob Chapstick for a hot minute. I think there was probably a plan to get rid of him, but they weren't going to release anything to the public. We weren't going to hear a sniff or a fart about that until they were ready to pull the trigger. And that's why I'm always a little skeptical when I see YouTubers saying like, hey, I'm telling you, KK's getting fired. She's on the way out the door. I'm telling you right now, like it's coming next week. I'm like, I don't care how good your sources are. Like, you're not going to know about that level of corporate sneakiness for a hot minute. It was evidenced by the way that when Chapek was fired, I mean, it was like all hands to battle stations. People were flipping out, jumping on YouTube as quick as they can. Content creators, we were all texting each other like, holy shit, it happened. So I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. I think 2023 is probably going to be the most interesting year for Star Wars under Disney. I don't know that it's going to be the best, but I definitely think it's going to be the most interesting. And I think this is probably one of those years, like when you're watching football and they tell you like, this is a restructuring year. This is a rebuild year. Like, don't expect us to be in the Super Bowl. We're just doing we're sharpening our pencils and doing some restructuring. I think that's probably what's going on at Lucasfilm. If I had to take a guess, again, I don't know for 100%, but Sam Aeon, thank you so much for the 20. Really appreciate that. I love that video. Knights of Melvin in the chat. What's up, buddy? Can we expect High Republic reading parties on the channel in 2023? Yes! No, I'll be honest with you. I really tried to be fair when it came to the High Republic, for sure. I read 2 of the books, wasn't a huge fan. The first one, actually, that I read, I didn't even think was that bad. I'll be honest with you. And I read the one that had Geode in it. I picked that one specifically because it was like, all right, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. It wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. And then I started like 2 other ones, and they were absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. So here it is. X-Wing is looking at the glass half empty. No, I'm doing both. I'm looking at both sides of the glass. That's the thing. You gotta have perspective. You know what I mean? Risman says, "Rest in peace, Bob Cheapskate. Take your awful lagoon barges on your way out." To anybody that doesn't know, Matt Risman loves Bob Chapek. Loves him. Oh, dang it. Those are British pounds. Euros is with a C and 2 lines. What? Okay. I'm American, okay? What do you want from me? I apologize. That actually happened to me. I was in Heathrow. I felt like such an idiot. It was my first time, like, out of the country. Well, it was my first time to, like, Europe. I'd been to Mexico and the Caribbean, stuff like that. But I took my range bag from when I go shooting. I packed that as my backpack. And they stopped me in the airport, and they flagged me down. And a bomb dog friggin' sniffed and marked my backpack. And they did the wipe with the blue, like the blue solution. And they're like, "You've got bombs on you, mate." I'm like, "No, I don't." But it was because of all the gunpowder on my range bag from setting my rifle on it and shooting down range. They almost got me. So I was feeling all freaking, I was all worried. I'm like, God, I'm bad at this, man. And I went to go buy some stuff because I had like €5, and this freaking lady just looked at me. I was trying to get a kebab, and she's like, "You got any British pounds?" I'm like, "Isn't that? No, I don't. I'm sorry." So, yeah, that's my story for the night about world travel for X-Wing. Shut up, Nikki. This is the most positive I've ever heard you speak of Star Wars. That's not true. That is so not true. That's not true. I'm trying to figure out, you say a suck at chat. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Oh, these two are still arguing. Oh my God, you guys are ridiculous. Mike Stanchill Porter's in the chat. Good to see you, buddy. What? Hope I'm reading that wrong. I didn't bother with Knights of the Old Republic. Looked gay as F. Knights of the Old Republic was awesome. I would definitely go back and check that out. Geohead has more personality than Matt Risman. Honestly, it was really interesting in the book because I was expecting I don't know, I guess I was expecting him to like say something or do something, or I don't know. But honestly, The Rock just shows up in like random places at random times and says nothing. That's kind of weird. Nikki says, High Republic is fan fiction. I would tend to agree. I would definitely tend to agree. The thing that's worrying me about the show Acolyte is that it looks like it's really heavily leaning into kind of like the stylistically, the cover art that we've seen from the High Republic. And like, if you want to turn people off in a Star Wars book, make bad cover art, because they'll look at it and go, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. When you look at a lot of the stuff that you got from the EU, they were awesome, really awesome covers. I mean, early on, they kind of replicated something that you would see from like a New Hope poster, an Empire Strikes Back poster, very stylistically similar to that. And then as they moved on, there were some that were more violent, like Death Troopers just came back up. That was one that had like stylistically a very violent cover to it. And they were things that would kind of pull you in. And then when you look at the High Republic art covers, they're very like cartoony and just kind of childish and not, they don't bring you in very much. And when I saw the leaked set photos for the Acolyte, it was like, oh my God, they're doing the exact same thing. We got a Wookiee with a freaking top bun. I don't know. I'm going to watch the show. We'll see. Okay. All right. I'm going through. KOTOR was the GOAT. I definitely agree there. Yeah. So I don't know, Wizzy, I don't know if you were talking about something else, if you were just talking about the High Republic and put KOTOR on there, but definitely go back and enjoy KOTOR because it is fantastic. Star Wars Meg is in the chat. Cody is back in Star Wars now. That's worth celebrating. Revenge of the Sith introduced some amazing characters. Yeah, it was cool to see Cody back for show. I'm going to be talking about that in a minute, but X-Wing, you're actually good at chat. Not many people are listening. Oh, thanks, buddy. See, shut up, Nikki. You don't know what you mean. See, look at all these people. KOTOR is goated. 100%. Confused for the High Republic. Yeah, I was figuring. I've never heard anybody be like, KOTOR sucks. That's a strong stance, especially in this room. So what do you do? Leave me alone about the chat, damn it. So I do want to talk about real quick. Let me see if I can pull up something here. Hold on. The Bad Batch. Just this might contextually make it for easier for people who are popping kind of in and out of the stream here. Where's the Bad Batch season 2? It took a bit of a turn. This week, and what can we do here? Just give me a big picture. Here we go. Bam, there we go. Okay, now we're talking about the Bad Batch. Golly, you guys are crazy. Why are you guys being so nice to me tonight? CS with a $10 super chat. Serious question, bro. Do you think Star Wars will ever be good again if Disney continues to be obsessed with woke BS? Well, let's change up the beat. I gotta relax a little bit. Yoda's theme got me on edge right now. So, this is a tough question because I feel like they're doing this and they're not doing this. So you're right and you're wrong when you bring it up and say it continues to be obsessed with woke BS. I think that the way that Star Wars is kind of heading right now is that there is very much kind of a split. There's a bit of a divide. And I think that Lucasfilm is kind of doing this on purpose. And I don't know if they're doing this as kind of a meter to see what people are interested in. But I could definitely say that like the woke BS stuff, I just don't even like calling it that. It's, you know, it's definitely more identity politics and things like that, was for the most part very much kind of secluded to the High Republic. But to be honest with you, I mean, we saw that stuff in Andor for sure too. I mean, there's freaking lesbians in Andor making out. I mean, it was in the sequel trilogy. So everything to me it completely depends on how the subject is approached and if it's just put there for the sake of being there or if it makes sense to the story. So like the two girls in Andor, it made sense that they would have, you know, this kind of strained working relationship, and it would affect their decisions in a combat situation on how they want to think about each other. So that kind of stuff, it makes sense to me. If it's just put there for the sake of being there, no, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good because as Star Wars fans, we're obsessed with the story. We're obsessed with the tiniest detail. And if it's going to be in the story, why is it there? For me, that's, if you're going to add something like that, then there has to be reasons. So I guess to answer your question is I don't really think they're putting a massive priority on it on Star Wars. I think they're definitely being a little bit more, they're diving into that more with other IPs. Phase 4 of Marvel is like a really good example of that. But when it comes to Star Wars, yeah, I don't think they're really focusing on it too much in the TV shows and stuff like that. I go back to like Mandalorian season 2, chapter 16, when we had like very obviously a girl power moment, but everybody was like, yeah, fuck yeah, get him. When you had Bo-Katan and Cara Dune jumping off the Lambda and just absolutely slaughtering people, you know, people were excited about it. So I don't think they're mutually exclusive. You just got to be smart about how you do this kind of stuff. So thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah. I wasn't ready for that kind of conversation. Nah, you'd be all right. So, moving on. Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 3. Yeah, I think this was the strongest episode since Season 1, Episode 1. And I think there's something really interesting that we can take from that, at least in my opinion. Season 1, Episode 1 was essentially a continuation of the prequel trilogy, right? And everybody was absolutely wild about it. They went, oh my God, this is just like, it's going to be just like Clone Wars. We're so excited. Look at all this different stuff that we're getting from this show. This episode was essentially the same thing. People love it because we got Cody back. It was B1 battle droids against frickin' clones. It was exactly the stuff that we loved from the Clone Wars. And so in a way, yes, it was a strong showing from the Bad Batch, but the problem is that the strong showing was not because of the Bad Batch. They didn't put the Bad Batch's best foot forward, and we're like, oh my God, we love the Bad Batch. It was like, oh my God, I missed the Clone Wars. That's just kind of how I viewed it. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but honestly, like that's kind of where my head's at. That's where my head's at. ABG. I have to do one solo stream. I do want to set up one where we can sit down and talk, especially because I freaking miss you, dude. I miss you a lot. I don't know if the last time we talked was too long ago. I think you were eating like a Philadelphia cream cheese sandwich. I think that was like right before you left. I don't know if you remember that. But yeah, so I mean, this is kind of how I felt. This is, yeah, I would have liked to have seen this probably as the first episode of the second season too, but it definitely gives those same vibes as the Clone Wars, and I think that's why people liked it so much. And in that way, it's a detriment to itself because it's not a Bad Batch episode. It's very much a Clone Wars episode. So yeah, kind of tough. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. I'm more interested in it now than I was at the end of the first two episodes. The first two episodes was just like, ugh, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, no, I get it. Crosshair is part of the Bad Batch. I get it, but this was not an Omega and the Bad Batch episode. This was definitely like Cody and the clones against B1 battle droids. That was where all of the contention came from this episode, and it was very much the Republic and the Empire. So maybe they'll lean heavily on that this season. I hope that they do, but I've kind of lost interest in just kind of the mission, repeated mission aspect of the Bad Batch, if that makes sense. I've lost the interest in watching Omega and Wrecker and Tech and Echo and Hunter getting another mission from Sid and having to go to another planet. And oh my God, we got to save this. And this time we're going to do that. It really reminds me of the things that I had problems with in season 2 of The Mandalorian. Just kind of that rinse, repeat. Valiant Archer says, I really like the way they wrote Cody's wake-up call is there's no honor left in this. Yeah, that was good. There were some good moments, for sure. Raging Rhino in the chat. What's going on, Raging? First 2 episodes were just another heist. Yeah, 100%. That's how I was feeling. I'm like, great. We're getting more rinse and repeat. Not excited. Wasn't pumped. And then episode 3 I would say it brought something fresh, but honestly, it didn't. It's more Clone Wars, more of what we love, and that's why people were stoked, man. That's why people were happy. They're like, this is the best that we've gotten. Omega's crap. Just wish we had the batch. Yeah, it wouldn't I don't think it'd be a bad idea if for some reason they got kind of separated at some point this season and the Bad Batch had to go like full out and actually be the special forces team that we know them as and really kick ass. I've been saying for months and months and months and months, I really want them to go up against Delta Squad. Like to have Tim Morrison come in and voice Boss and have them go up against Delta Squad, but it would piss me off if Bad Batch beat the Delta Squad. So it's tough to say. Brian W., we'll see you later, buddy. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Braden says, I honestly don't remember the movie enough to respond, but I just remember enjoying it at least. Almost every other project I couldn't even get through. Which movie? I don't remember. Cody says, I have no desire to see the God clone Omega be developed. The Bad Batch are elite clones. They wouldn't be taking jobs from a half-assed crime boss. Yeah. Well, it's tough. I don't know, man. Like I've said, it hasn't really done anything to like blow my mind yet. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes. Hopefully it develops into something awesome. I've yet to buy anything Bad Batch related, so maybe they can get me pumped up and I'll be excited about it. But again, for the most part, there's been so much apathy from me out of like anyone. It's really frustrating for me to have any apathy towards anything Star Wars. Is really, really frustrating, man. It's really frustrating. But we got a lot to go through this year. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So, oh, got it. Sorry. See, I am bad at chat. Yeah. Ugh. Need the Empire to capture her, get whatever they need from her, and she dies in the process. The Bad Batch is too late to rescue her. They will never do that. Are you out of your mind? Never going to happen. Absolutely not. So that was pretty much it for the news. Like I said, it was nice to see, even if they were just arguing on the internet today on Twitter about Star Wars and people were bitching at each other. It's just nice to see. I'll be honest with you. I've been so bored lately. So absolutely bored with the doldrums of arguments about things that could be, things that should have been, things we want to see that'll never happen, directors that have picked up projects that aren't going to actually make the project, projects that are canceled, secret whatever you want to call them, secret projects that we don't know anything about that are never going to happen. It just gets so frustrating. It gets so frustrating. Theology's in here. What's up, buddy? May the force be with you, X-Wing. I finally moved to Florida and have internet. Tons of unpacking to do. I didn't know you moved. Congratulations, buddy. Heck yeah. Thank you so much for the donation, man. It's good to see you again. I've been popping in every once in a while and listening to your you got the live music thing going on like Closed on Sunday does. I like it. So, anyways, that has been my little State of the Star Wars address. I usually don't run more than about an hour on these things. I don't like to beat myself over the head too much with these solo streams, to be honest with you. There's 1,000 okay, you know what? There's one other thing I wanted to talk about. Two other things I wanted to talk about. Two small things I wanted to talk about that are not Star Wars related, but definitely kind of in the pop culture realm. Hogwarts Legacy. Oh my god. I'd be interested to see in the chat who's excited about the Hogwarts Legacy game. Give me a 1 if you're excited about the game. 2 if you just couldn't care. Just couldn't give a crap. I want to see what you guys think about the game. 1 if you're stoked. 2 if you just don't care. Ooh. Oh, look at that chat go. Okay, all right. You're getting better, but pay attention more, you effer. I'm not highlighting that. You and your frickin' potty mouth. Nikki and her frickin' potty mouth coming in my frickin' chat, being a frickhead. I should just start cussing in Spanish. I wonder if YouTube would get it. We got a lot of 1s here. A lot of 1s. We got a couple 2s from the Great Pilgrim. Ghost Rider's into it. Donna's into it. ABJ's into it. Knights Melvin wants to be a bigot. The Mandalorian's in. Evan Martin's in. Look at all these 1s. Oh, you shit on everything that is golden, sir. JC Vlogs is in. 3, my lord. You're not excited? Oh, wait. I thought you liked Harry Potter. You out of your mind? Imperial Buckethead's in for it. Mark Howe doesn't care. Doesn't care about Harry Potter. That's fine. Philip's into it. Okay, cool. Well, awesome. Yeah, I'm excited about it, and I'll tell you why. It almost goes along with what Melvin was saying, but I would say phrased a little bit more gently. So anytime somebody dogpiles somebody on the internet who has done something wonderful because of a perceived slight, I immediately back that thing with everything in my soul. I back it with everything in my soul. Personally, Hogwarts Legacy, for me, if I was already excited about it because I was a Potterhead. I loved Harry Potter. When I was growing up and I was a kid, it was only second to Star Wars because it's the exact same story. It's the exact same story as Star Wars, except you get to fly around on brooms and, do magic and stuff. I always thought the universe was amazing, and I could tell that it was written with love, and written with care. They took time to flesh out the world. So I've always loved Harry Potter. And then when you read the articles about why J.K. Rowling is getting dogpiled, and then you see the absolute slew of vitriol and horrible language that people are spewing, not only at J.K. Rowling, but anybody who supports Harry Potter at all. This was going all the way back to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, where these people on the internet were losing their mind about this. I'm trying not to cuss. They were losing their mind about it. It's almost like if you like Harry Potter, you walked into my house and killed my dog. Why did you kill my dog? And so anytime I see a reaction like that, shit, I don't even know. Like, I can't even tell you that. Like, I have to support the project. So not only is this like an absolutely perfect game for me, but just because of everything else, it's ABJ, you're gonna get me in trouble. Just like everything else, I was saying, I want to back this completely. So if you guys haven't already, oh my god, I hate myself. I didn't link my game channel in the chat. I do have a gaming channel. I'm going to be living over there playing Hogwarts Legacy for probably a month. I'm going to be the best wizard there is. That's all I'm going to tell you. You're not going to want to watch any other streamer. I'm going to have the glasses on with the tape. I'll have a Nimbus 2000 in the background. Maybe I'll put on like a Hufflepuff jacket or something. I don't know. It's going to be amazing. So get over there. I see Drunk 3PO in the chat. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. I can't click on like most of the stuff that's flying around right now because I'm going to get in trouble. They do. They eat their own. 100%. Look at this. See, we're doing good things for good people here. You know what? I'm going to go pre-order it right now. The deluxe edition. That's right. That's right. Let's go. Yeah, so I'm super pumped about this game. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in on that and let you guys know I will be playing this. I'm going to be playing the crap out of it. Go see me on Stash Render on my gaming channel. I will be over there. I will be having a lot of fun. And if you don't want to be a part of it, that's fine. You don't have to be a part of it. But we're going to be having a damn good time. The only other thing I wanted to touch on, let me see if I can find an article on it real quick. Is yeah, so this has been circulating around for a hot minute. I would actually put this in front of Harry Potter, believe it or not, which is saying a lot, dude. This is saying a lot here. Boom. Legend of Zelda movie reportedly in the works at Illumination. Oh my God. Ooh. I get a little shaky. My bridge is talking about this, man. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Legend of Zelda, this entire franchise, I have been playing Legend of Zelda since I was small enough to hold a controller. I started with Ocarina of Time and have played every single game all the way up until Breath of the Wild, and believe me, I will be playing the shit out of Tears of the Kingdom when it comes out as well. Even though it was kind of a big change from the of course I'm gonna play Jedi Survivor. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm getting excited talking about stuff. It's just like it's outside of Star Wars. I get to be excited about something. Whoa, bro, take it easy. It's funny how Jay hopped in the chat and we went from 70 down to 57. Huh. What do you think's going on there? I'm just kidding. ABJ hopped in for $2. How'd you get such a mean stash? I had to fight through a lot of cyberbullying from folks like Drunk 3PO. I had to fight through some cyberbullying from folks like Coffee on Korriban, who has a glorious mustache. Echo Base Network was real mean to me about my baby stash, and then they all had to come to terms with the fact that mine grew bigger and stronger and better. You know what I mean? Thank you for the $2. So, like I said, Legend of Zelda has been an immensely important storytelling device, I would say. I mean, it's an adventure, dude. There are so many pop-ups on this. It's given oh my God, I'm getting like I'm getting a little tense here. Legend of Zelda has always been an extremely important franchise to me for a very long time, because again, just like Harry Potter, just like Star Wars, this is the hero's journey. This is the stuff that I grew up on. It's something that I could bridge the gap between Star Wars. I could bridge the gap between Harry Potter. I could bridge the gap between Legend of Zelda. It's the hero's journey, and you get to take this character and go on a journey with them. And I think one of the most interesting things is that Link never talks in any of them. He just never talks. And so if they're gonna make this movie, how are they going to accomplish this? Because I'm interested to hear what you think, chat. If they give him a voice, is it going to ruin the movie? Would that ruin the movie for you? Oh my God, you guys will not stop talking about my mustache. What do you need? Do you need a little close up here? I can make it do different things. This is my cheeky stash. Okay, moving on. So I think there's some weight when it comes to this kind of this kind of rumor, because everything that's going on with Illumination, everything that's going on with God damn it. Can I just do my stream here? Will you get off my ass? Everything that's going on with Super Mario Bros. Right now, and with the Nintendo Land opening up and everything like that, I feel like they're really starting to make a strong play towards trying to adapt some of their existing IPs into film franchises, and it makes sense. And I think that if Super Mario is going to be as big of a hit as I think it's going to be, and I do think it's going to be a big hit, that will cement kind of their idea that, oh my God, we can actually do this kind of stuff. Because the last Super Mario movie wasn't anything really to write home about. It's kind of like my holiday special. I love watching it, but it's god awful and it did not do well. But if Mario slams, I don't see any reason why they couldn't take something like this and tell a story, because like so many other things, just like Star Wars, there are hundreds of stories that you can pull on. There's a very deep lore when it comes to Legend of Zelda, when it comes to Link, the hero of time, the Hylian goddess, everything going on there. There's a bunch of stuff that they can pull from. And if Mario lands, I think this could be the next announcement from Nintendo. I think it could be. It's a little scary for me, I'm going to be honest with you, just because of how much I love The Legend of Zelda. But holy shit, if they do it right, if they make like a really good animated movie, I don't know. What TRT time for you, bro? Oh my God, fine. I won't do the blue still look again. Jesus. You guys are angry tonight. Mike Stan Show Porter for $1.99. Give me that ding ding. It's my first time using that. I'm not going to be surprised at all if I go to pull up my stream tomorrow and it's like demonetized. Yo, John remembers. Excuse me, princess. Let's avoid that at all costs. At all costs. ABJ is out. Love you, buddy. Good to see you. Chat, keep hope alive for SQ. Oh, SW, Star Wars. Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. I put a tweet out today. I feel like I'm putting on clown makeup every morning when I wake up and I try to talk Star Wars, but I'm going to keep punching through. Eventually, there will become a point where there really is nothing good to say, and then I'll be a really fun channel because I'm going to be talking about everything else. But for now, yeah, I'd be ready for a Zelda movie for sure. And I think, boy, if they made some kind of an announcement when they dropped Tears of the Kingdom, man, if I was in marketing, I'd be gunning for something like that for sure. For sure. All right, everybody. I appreciate everybody coming by. We went a little longer than I was supposed to. I was only supposed to go an hour, but I appreciate everybody being here, man. We had like 70 people in here at one point. I really, I appreciate you guys taking the time, spending it with me, hacking it up in the chat, making me laugh, making each other laugh. I never do this, and I need to get better at it. If you haven't already, before you leave, hit that like button, please. Pop down on the bottom, follow my socials. I want to see you guys on Twitter. I want to see you in my Discord. I want to see you over on the gaming channel, having some fun with me and yakking it up. That's it. Everybody have a good night. Darth Wizzy had to drop one more. I'm going to leave you with that. Have a good night.